Hello and welcome to the St. Francis Prep Virtual College Fair. We are really excited that you're here with us tonight participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools in our session, excited for all of you to learn more about them. My name is Jennifer and I'm going to be your facilitator. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping items for you. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. But you can ask questions throughout the session by using the Q&A button on your screen. You can type your questions to our presenters at any time. You can indicate a question for a specific school or schools by putting their name in your question, or you can leave a question for all of our representatives to answer about their programs. This is just one of many different sessions that have been happening today for the St. Francis Prep program. We hope you've enjoyed an earlier session and we have another round coming. We hope you'll still sign up to join us if you haven't already. This presentation, like all of the presentations, is also being recorded. So you can sign up for our next round and you can also find those recordings when they're posted at the same website where you registered for this session, strivescan.com/SFP. All right, well, I'm excited to welcome our very first school that will be presenting today, and they'll be kicking us off, and that will be with SUNY Geneseo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sabrina Bramwell from SUNY Geneseo, and I'll be speaking with you really briefly about what makes Geneseo so unique, some of the programs that we offer, and how it could be a possibly good fit for you. I am going to share my screen, but it seems as though we're having some issues. So please let me know if you're able to see that screen.
Hey, Sabrina, yes, I can see your screen and it's going full screen and it's working. Yep, looks great. And I can hear you. So you're all set.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So I'll start by giving just an overview of what Geneseo is like. I would like to preface with the fact that I am an alum of Geneseo, class of 2019. So I know an embarrassingly amount about Geneseo. And with that being said, I can talk about it a lot, but I will try to hold back and just give you some of the meat and bones of what this institution offers. So first and foremost, we are part of the SUNY system, as most of my colleagues in this panel are. That stands for State University of New York. We're a public four-year liberal arts institution, and we're predominantly undergraduate. We have 50 undergraduate degree programs with 27 minors. So that makes 77 programs that you can be involved in. We do have a School of Education and a School of Business. Both have their own accreditations that are known both nationally and globally. So if you're interested in any specific programs, as I said, we have over 50. So please just drop it in the chat and I can give you or elaborate more on what those programs entail at Geneseo. As it pertains to campus life, we do have Division III sports, varsity Division III sports teams on campus, about 20, and we have 23 club sports, 27 intramural sports, and over 200 student-led clubs and organizations. I think that those programs really speak to how involved our students like to be on campus. And all of these programs, all these clubs and organizations are started by students and run by students. So if you are someone who really likes to make and give back to a space, Geneseo really encourages that. And one of the ways that our students accomplish that goal is through our clubs and organizations that take their duty to creating a lively campus culture very, very seriously. We also have a nationally recognized leadership development program known as GOLD, where you can gain professional development experience that is not just skills on a resume, but actual certifications through just by attending seminars at Geneseo and writing reflections. The GOLD program also has mentorship opportunities as well as internship opportunities. And we have ongoing community service and volunteer groups. Volunteerism is a big, big piece of Geneseo culture and what our students really are passionate about, we've noticed at least. And that seeps into the different opportunities for volunteering that are available on campus, locally in the Geneseo village, as well as across the nation. Geneseo is located in Western New York. So despite popular belief, we're not under Canada, but we're about 6.5 hours away from New York City, one straight highway. So we're really for those students that are looking to be away from the city possibly. But if you decide that you miss the city of Rochester is about 30 minutes away from campus, 35 to 40, depending on traffic. We do offer study abroad through the SUNY system as well as at Geneseo. That combines to about 65 different countries, thousands of programs. At Geneseo specifically, traditionally around 40% of our graduates are studying abroad or have a study abroad experience. And I believe the flexibility of what is offered at Geneseo is what makes our students become so involved so quickly. Two programs that I would like to spend a little bit more time on is our School of Education, as I had said earlier, and our School of Business. We are known as one of the best teaching colleges in the Northeast. We have a 98% passing rate for the New York State teaching exam. So if you're interested in teaching, we're really a school that you can come and get that education and get that hands-on experience at. Our School of Business has AACSB accreditation, which is a global accreditation. And our sciences are also, specifically our pre-health program is one that yields a lot of success among students as it pertains to making that next step onto whatever higher education institution you would like to attend, whether that is dentistry, medicine, etc. I'd like to talk a bit about admissions information. So what you'll need to apply to Geneseo is pretty common, SUNY application or common application. If you want, you could use a coalition application, but we know that SUNY and Common App are what is most financially feasible for a lot of students. Our class profile, middle 50%, is between a 90 and a 95. That means that about 25% of our students have lower than this, 25% have higher. We are a test optional campus, so you can choose to submit your test scores or not. Last year, our 70%, over 70% of our applicants did not submit a test score, and they were equally as competitive as years past. We do have opportunity programs on campus, EOP, which is a state-funded opportunity program, and Triple S, known as TRIO, which is a federally funded program, as well as our Edgar Fellows Honors Program. Both of these have their own admissions requirements that's listed here. And I know that my time is coming short, but as you can see here, there are SAT and ACTs, but because we're a test optional campus, that leaks into all of our opportunity programs and our honors program on campus in order to be as accessible as we can and inclusive as we can. So if you have any further questions about Geneseo, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Sabrina, for starting us off tonight and presenting on SUNY Geneseo. We're moving on to our second school. We're going to be learning about the University at Albany.
Great, thanks so much, Jennifer. I'm also going to go ahead and share my screen as well. Just give me 1 second to make it full screen. All right, there we go. So thanks everyone so much for tuning in this evening to learn a little bit more about the University at Albany. My name is Danielle Haft, and I'm one of the admissions counselors at UAlbany. I am also an alum of UAlbany, a two-time alum. I did my bachelor's degree and master's degree at UAlbany. So similar to Sabrina, I am personally attesting to everything that we have to offer here in terms of our programs and opportunities as well. Now, UAlbany is part of the SUNY system. We are one of the public research universities, again, within SUNY. Research 1 is a distinction that is only given to about 131 other colleges across the country. And so UAlbany is lucky enough to have that distinction, and we pride ourselves on the opportunity of giving students undergraduate research opportunities, right from the start. A common misconception is that you have to be a sciences major in order to engage in research opportunities, but research is embedded in all disciplines, whether that's education, psychology, atmospheric science, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a second, and just a whole host of opportunities, again, within research. Now, when it comes to our student population, we are considered a mid-sized university. We have about 13,000 undergraduate students and about 4,000 graduate students. Reflecting on my personal experiences as a student at UAlbany, I always liked the fact that whenever I was walking to class or walking across campus, I would always see someone I know on campus as well as someone that I don't. So it's kind of a healthy mix. We draw a lot of students from the downstate area, specifically Queens and the other 5 boroughs, but we also draw a lot of students from upstate as well as out of state and internationally. So it's a really diverse group of students and a really healthy mix. We do get a lot of interest from St. Francis Prep every year. And I'm actually going to be at your school just next week as well. Now, to talk a little bit more about our academic programs, we are broken down into 9 schools and colleges across the university. We offer about 50 undergraduate majors, 70 undergraduate minors, and about 150 academic programs. 150 graduate programs. One of the benefits of being a Research One university is that we can offer master's degrees and doctoral level degrees, also known as PhDs. So even if you're just thinking about a bachelor's degree right now, just know that on the other side of things, if you are interested in advanced study, we do have those opportunities available to you. So just to talk a little bit more about some of our academic programs in depth, our College of Arts and Sciences, as you can see, is our largest college at Albany, comprised of both Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees. The 2 majors that really stick out to me is our atmospheric and environmental science programs. If you're interested in weather forecasting, learning more about the environment, those are the programs to go into. Albany is known for our programs. We work very closely with the New York State Weather Service and the New York State Mesonet to offer some really cool research opportunities. Just to talk a little bit more about some of the other programs, our College of our College of Emergency Preparedness, Homeland Security, and Cybersecurity is one of our other most unique programs. Albany was actually the first college in the nation to offer a program of this kind, and we do offer spaces such as 3D printing and a drone lab as well. We are also known for our School of Business and School of Criminal Justice, which is ranked top in the state and within the country, and we do offer combined programs as well. If you're interested in potentially pursuing a pre-law or a pre-health track, we do also offer combined programs at the pre-professional level. We do work closely with Albany Medical College, SUNY Upstate Medical University, and Albany Law School to offer these combined programs, which can get you both a bachelor's degree and an advanced level degree in a shortened amount of time. Now, one of the advantages of a UAlbany education is being right in the backyard of the New York State Capitol. Internships are available to our students right from the start. They don't necessarily have to wait until they're a junior or a senior. I've known freshman students who, as early as their first semester, have gotten internships. Because UAlbany is the public research university within the city, our employers and our organizations look to UAlbany students and actually come to our campus to recruit our students because they know that they are reliable and they know that they are motivated. So our main campus is just about 10 minutes up the road from the downtown area. But again, internships and job opportunities are right at your fingertips. Now to talk a little bit more about the application process. Our mid-range acceptance GPA is around an 89 to a 95. We do take a holistic review at our applicants and look at a whole number of things. And regarding the other application materials, we also are test optional. So it's your option of whether you would like to submit your SAT or ACT scores to us. A majority of our students last year, when we were test optional, did not submit their test scores. But again, it is a very personalized decision. Now, just to chat a little bit more about deadlines, we operate on 2 admissions deadlines at UAlbany, early action and regular admission. Early action is non-binding, and that deadline is November 15th. And if you need a little bit more time, regular admission is February 1st. The deposit deadline is May 1st. So when you've been accepted, you have up until May 1st to make your decision. Now we have a number of opportunities for you to experience the UAlbany campus for yourself. I'll just pause on this slide for a brief second if you'd like to scan the QR code. We have 2 upcoming fall preview days in October and November, and we are also hosting a reception down in Long Island City on October 13th. And as I mentioned, next week on Tuesday, I'll actually be coming to visit your school. So feel free to be in touch if you have any questions, email, phone, happy to be a resource.
Thank you so much, Danielle, for presenting on University at Albany. Also, just a reminder to all of our attendees to keep an eye on the chat because our representatives may be dropping contact emails or website information for you. And also don't forget about that Q&A box. We've gotten a question in there already, and we'd love to see that. So if you have a personal question that you or a program or an experience you're interested to learn more about, definitely put that in the chat. You can direct it to a specific school with their name or leave something for everybody. All right, we're moving on to our third school, and it's going to be Stony Brook University.
Awesome. Thanks, Jennifer. Hi, everyone. My name is Erin Blair. I'm one of the admissions counselors at SUNY Stony Brook. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all. Go ahead and hit play. So what you're looking at on the screen here are a few of our sites on campus. So our West Campus, which is the main campus, is everything that you think of when you think of a true college campus. We are a relatively young university. We were founded in 1957. The size of our campus, just over 1,000 acres with total enrollment around 27,000. So we're in that medium range size school. And that makes up our undergrad, grad, and doctorate students. We're about 60 miles from New York City with the LIRR right on our campus, and about 60 miles from Montauk, and only about 5 minutes from the Long Island Sound. So briefly touching on the academics at Stony Brook. So we have over 200 academic programs and about 100 are in the STEM fields. So we have a pretty healthy selection of programs to choose from. Something to note is that we're the only school of communication and journalism in SUNY. Our SOMAS program, so our marine science and atmospheric studies is awesome, truly one of a kind, where your upper division courses, they would actually primarily be taken on our Southampton campus. Our schools of nursing, social welfare, and health technology management. These are our upper division programs here at Stony Brook. And then our medicine and dental medicine programs on campus, they allow for different research opportunities, shadowing experiences, and different volunteer work as well. Okay, so we offer many unique programs that give students exposure to language, experiential learning, internships, and much, much more. But briefly touching on studying abroad. So as a student, you can receive credits towards your major, your minor, upper division credits, and your SBC, so your prereqs, of course, with appropriate academic planning with your advisor. And to share some of our programs that we travel to, you can go to Africa, the Americas, Asia, Europe, even Australia and New Zealand. Experiential learning is a really big buzzword at Stony Brook, and we really pride ourselves on students immersing themselves into their collegiate experience. Our Eureka program, so that's our undergraduate research and creative activities program. It provides support to Stony Brook students who are very engaged with faculty mentored research or creative activities, and that's in all majors at Stony Brook. So student engagement. So probably the slide that you all have been waiting for. Once you get here, what is there to do? So we have a few Stony Brook traditions and they're right here on our screen. We have residential programming should you choose to live on campus with us. We have concerts where artists are coming out to our campus. We have different showcases and much, much more happening on our campus. We have over 350 clubs and organizations, and there's also a wide variety of club and intramural sports as well for those who are interested. Okay, so living on campus. So while it's not required, it definitely assists in immersing yourself in the college community. We have 3 first-year undergraduate communities where each one of those communities houses a cluster of different residence halls. So when indicating that you do wish to live on campus, you can choose which one of those communities you resonate with the most. And so we have 3 different styles of living as well. We have corridor, which is our first-year students, so mainly you all. Suite style, which is usually sophomores and ups, and then we have our apartment style living. And among all those different styles of housing, we also have residence halls who have different facilities. So we're talking about cooking buildings, quiet living, substance free, gender inclusive, and even family style. So this slide, we're just talking about deadlines and procedures for first year applicants. So January 15th is our priority deadline. April 1st is when decisions would go out to you all. And then May 1st is when you would deposit should you wish to become a Seawolf. So there are 3 ways to apply. You can apply online. You can apply through the Common App, the SUNY app, or the Coalition app. You can use whichever application your school recommends, as we do not have a preference. A personal essay is either included in your application or it's a supplement, or can be uploaded into your student application portal. Honors essays, they need to be loaded through your applicant portal as well. And other items such as your resumes, your portfolios, or anything else that's not required, you can also submit it through your portal. Your high school transcript, that can also be sent through the Common App or the SUNY app, or it can be emailed to us or mailed to us with the help of your counselors. And then your letters of recommendation, we only require 1, but we typically see anywhere from 2 to 3. Test scores, they are optional for all programs for 2022, except for Scholars for Medicine and Scholars for Dental Medicine, but check back with us in the summertime to see if we've updated those policies. Okay, so there are 3 pathways into Stony Brook. So we have your traditional pathway as a first-year student. So when you're looking at your high school GPA, we're talking about roughly anywhere from a 92 to a 98, and that's on an 100-point scale, with roughly a 3.7 to a 4.0 on a 4-point scale. And then should you choose to submit your SAT scores, roughly around a 1320 to a 1460. Again, important to note, your SAT is not required as an application or admission component, as we waived it for fall 22. If you're applying as EOP, our Educational Opportunity Program, I'm coming up on time here. Jennifer came up on the screen. Let's go to cost and attendance. Let's shoot over there. So cost and attendance, our tuition, even with fees and room on campus and your meal plan, still a fraction of the cost of some of the tuition that you are comparing and contrasting. So everything all said and done comes in around 26,000 or so for in-state.
Awesome, Erin. We've hit the mark. I know the time just flies, but I want to be sure though that don't forget, put contact info in the chat so our students know how to follow up after that wonderful presentation on Stony Brook University. Thank you. All right, we're off to our 4th school of the night, University of Buffalo.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nick Wilkinson, and I'm the New York City Regional Representative for the University of Buffalo. As a regional, I am currently residing in the New York Metro. I am based out of Washington Heights as a regional recruiter. I've been here now for about 6 years, and before I moved to the Metro, I'm a lifelong Western New Yorker. So if you have any questions about the University of Buffalo or anything about Western New York or anything about Buffalo as a city, I'll be more than happy to answer those questions as well. Thank you very much for having me. I was trying to attach a document to the chat before I get started, but what I'll do is I'll just paste the links here. My apologies for taking over the chat function, but I just want to make sure everyone had that, and I'm gonna make sure that's in the Everyone tab. There we go. So let me go ahead and share my screen so I can get started in terms of my presentation. Just a moment, my apologies. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So the college search is really about you finding the best fit for yourself. Here's a little bit about our campus profile. We are the largest program of all the SUNYs. We have over 32,000 total students on campus. 20,000 of those students are undergrads, and 10,000 of those students are students going for the master's, PhD, MD, JD level type programs. We're also a very diverse program that we represent over 102 countries around the world. And we are a 14-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Sorry, just a second, some technical difficulties. Okay, as a flagship institution in the State University of New York, UB is the largest and most comprehensive catalog of academic offerings in the 64 campus SUNY system. What does that mean for you? We have plenty of options for you to explore. Either you know exactly what you want to study or you're not sure. We offer more than 140 undergraduate programs, 55 combined degrees, 220 master's degrees, and 95 PhD programs. If you're interested in pursuing graduate school or professional level study like medical, law, or dental, that can all be found at UB. If you want to learn more about our academic offerings, I put that link into the chat for you, but that is catalog.buffalo.edu. In that document, you will also find other databases where you can find internships, all of our research-based opportunities, study abroad, alternative break. We at the University of Buffalo, we pride ourselves in the amount of opportunity that we provide for our students, and we believe that the college degree is not enough. You actually have to build experience as professional and extracurricular to make yourself competitive in the job market or going into graduate school. So I have included a lot of those links in the chat for you guys to be able to discover all the different things that we have going on at UB. There are so many ways to get involved at UB in order to make that experience your own. Either you're interested in maybe attending a Division I sport event in football or in basketball, or attending one of our 400 different clubs and organizations. In the search in the chat function, I also left links for our UB link search engine, where you can search all of our 400 different clubs and organizations, and the website for our athletic department page, where you can see all the different sports, even outside D1, and including intramural and club, and just for like different athletic facilities and stuff like that, that is also available. When you live on campus, you can easily enjoy everything UB has to offer. There are many options to living on campus, including 13 residence halls, 5 apartment complexes, sophomore-only housing, living learning communities, and apartment-style living. I included a link for our campus living if you want to see what all of our rooms look like, see what the amenities they have to offer, as well as their price points. And I should also mention that UB Dining Centers has been voted #1 again among all university centers. Now, just to talk a little bit about Buffalo really quick. Some quick factoids. And you'll be moving from the New York Metro to Buffalo, the largest city, to the second largest city in New York State. And you'll be moving from the most expensive to the third most affordable city to live in the United States. Buffalo is a college town with over 6 different colleges and universities, which means there's a lot of off-campus housing solutions for you. So if you decide to move off campus, maybe after your sophomore year, you'll enjoy one of the third most affordable rent rate in the entire country. There's over 60,000 college students in the city of Buffalo, and there's many different types of entertainment options. We have our theater district, which you see a picture of here. We have 3 major sports franchises, and the NFL's Buffalo Bills, NHL's Buffalo Sabres, and Bison's AAA baseball, and countless number of different neighborhoods to check out. If you want to check out places where students hang out, Elmwood Ave, Canal Side, and Hurdle Avenue are places in Allentown, are also great neighborhoods where a lot of students will hang out. Now we're going to talk a little about applying. Our middle 50% of students who apply to University of Buffalo are between a 90 and a 96. And those are students that are applying for STEM related fields. And then we also have students that get in the higher 80s for some of our humanities. We have 3 different applications to choose from, so we do not have a preference. And here are our application deadlines. November 15th for early action. And then for scholarship consideration, all you'll need to do is apply by December 15th, and you will automatically be considered for all of our merit-based scholarship opportunities. And lastly is our regular decision deadline of February 1st. And that concludes my presentation.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Douglas, for presenting the University at Buffalo. All right, we're moving on to our 5th school. Our next presentation is going to be from SUNY Oneonta.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. My name is Zachary Frangus. I'm one of the undergraduate admissions counselors, regional based down here in New York City as well. I'm just going to share my screen. Just give me one sec. Jennifer, if you can just let me know that you can see the screen.
Yep, looks good.
Perfect.
You're
Thank
set.
you so much. So thank you for having me tonight. So I am, again, one of the undergraduate admissions counselors from SUNY Oneonta. I'm based here in New York City, and I oversee the 5 boroughs as far as our recruitment process. If this is your first time hearing about Oneonta, we are part of that SUNY system like the other schools on the call today. We do fall under those university colleges as a 4-year liberal arts institution. We're located about 3.5 hours outside of New York City, and we sit right in the middle of Albany and Binghamton. So you're about an hour and 15 minutes from the capital and about an hour and a half from Binghamton. So it's a close enough place for a lot of students, far enough away to go to college and get that true college experience, but close enough to come home if you do need to visit. We have just over 6,000 students on our campus. So we are considered a medium-sized campus with 57 academic majors and 7 accredited programs. Our student faculty ratio is 19:1 with a 21 class average size. So again, that sense of community is one of the biggest things on our campus, where it's basically a home away from home for a lot of our students. This past year, we brought in just over 900 students with a first generation college student as an average of 39%, with our diversity rate at 29.5%. These are the 56 academic programs that you can choose from. 25% of our students do come in as undecided. So maybe you're not sure what you want to do. And that's okay, because we give you the opportunity to come in as undeclared, where you can explore the different programs, take different classes, and you're working with our academic advisement office and our career development office very closely for those first 2 years, trying to figure out what you like, what you don't like, but then also researching different career paths that you could go down with each major. Our 5 most enrolled majors currently at the institution is psychology is our #1. And then you have education. Because we were founded as a teachers college, education is one of our most rigorous programs at the institution. And we offer anything from early to elementary to adolescent education, as well as we do have a childhood combined program that certifies you both birth through 6th grade. Our adolescent education does have a 90% success rate with teaching with your bachelor's straight out of college. Then you have our business school, which is one of those 7 nationally accredited programs. And you can do anything from business administration. We have concentrations within marketing, supply chain management. And then we also have business economics in that program as well. Music industry is one of a unique major, but also falls in our top 5. A lot of schools don't have this major. That's more audio production, creating your own music. We have 3 recording studios on campus, and students are required to do an internship both junior and senior year for that program. Most of our majors will require some type of internship or hands-on learning experience. If your major requires that internship, the department will have an internship coordinator placed in the department to help place you for that as well. And then moving on, you're looking at biology as our last most enrolled major. So anything in the sciences you're going to find is very strong at Oneonta. We have a lot of money that we set aside for students to apply for grant funding to do different research opportunities, independent study, and then presenting this research nationally at different conferences. Some other popular majors that I just want to point out are definitely our criminal justice program that falls in our top 10 most enrolled majors. Dietetics, which is a unique major, you do come out as a certified dietitian. And then 3 new majors that we've recently added within the last 2 years is Women and Gender Studies, our sport management program, and our exercise science. Sport management and exercise science have grown to over 500 students within 2 years of those 2 programs. And exercise science also can give you those prerequisites that you need for a physical therapy program. In addition to our majors, we offer pre-professional cooperative programs as well. With that being said, when you think of this going to becoming a lawyer, becoming a doctor, there's no major in pre-med. So what a student does is add a pre-medicine track onto their major. So any pre-professional track that you would like to add in addition to your major, at Oneonta, we will dual advise you, meaning that we give you 1 academic advisor for your major and then a 2nd academic advisor that will help you also identify the classes that you need to be taking for that pre-med track, but then also helping you apply into graduate programs afterwards. None of our classes are taught by TAs. It's 100% taught by faculty. And the reason that we really do that is so you get to know your faculty members one-on-one, because a lot of them have worked in the field or have a terminal degree in the subject that they are teaching. So a lot of them will open up the doors for our students for networking opportunities as far as that job placement and internship opportunity afterwards. There's a lot to get involved with on campus. We are a fully residential campus, meaning that you must live on campus your first 2 years. If you do stay on campus for all 4 years, we do lock that room rate in at the same price, no matter what type of housing you have. You're not finding our students going home on the weekends. They're staying on campus. They're getting involved. We have 21 Division III varsity sports. In addition to those, we have club sports, intramural sports. We have over 150 clubs and organizations to get involved with. And then if we don't have one that you're looking for, you can always start your own as well. Being part of that small town area, so Oneonta with a population of only about 14,000 people, you have your 6,000 students at Oneonta, as well as 2,000 students in a small private school living in this residential area. So we're big on giving back to that community service with over 50,000 hours of community service. Just to go quickly through these slides, this is our resident slide. You do have an unlimited meal plan. 15 resident halls all have been renovated. 5 of them are designated to our first year students. If you want to take a screenshot or a picture of this slide, this is our admissions requirements. Typically, a student has about an 87 to 93 GPA. We are test optional for the fall. The one thing to note for this is that you must apply by January 15th to be considered for any scholarship money. So we don't have an additional application. Just make sure that you complete that application by January 15th.
Thanks, Zachary. We've hit
You're
the
welcome.
quick 6 minutes, but I know you'll get your info in the chat like so many of our representatives have been doing. Thank you for presenting on SUNY Oneonta tonight. All right, so our session only has 5, so I guess it's really a 5 by 6, not a 6 by 6 tonight. So we have a little bit of extra time, and we've had some great questions in the Q&A. We want to give all of our attendees a chance to think if they have any more questions they'd like to ask, and to be able to get that contact information and links from the chat. So while you're doing those things, I'm going to actually invite a representative from each school to come back on camera, and we're going to do a couple live Q&A questions together. But no attendees, please think of those last questions. Don't hesitate to ask. All right, so as everyone's coming back on, we're going to go back through the questions in the same order, the answer to this, in the same order that you presented. When the person ahead of you finishes, just feel free to, turn on your microphone and just answer. I won't like call on you because it's such a quick little transition point. So the question is, for this first round, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? So what's a top tip that would work? So thanks, Sabrina at SUNY Geneseo, for starting us off.
So a piece of advice I would give that I think a lot of students, not a lot, but some students kind of overlook, is that aspect of self-advocacy. So as admissions counselors, ask us for access to different things. The worst we can do is say no or not yet. So if you want to talk to someone in a major that you're interested in, ask us. We might have a student intern that is willing to sit down and talk to you. Really look at the realistic aspects of going to a certain college. Like, you're going to be in that space, possibly living in that space for 4 to maybe 6 years. Think about that. What do you need in order to be successful on that campus? So those are 2 things I would really advise, that you just take a deep dive and self-reflect on, I'm gonna have to live in this space. What do I definitely need to have? What supports do they have for me?
Oh, I'm sorry, Jennifer. J.R. Gage with UAlbany Admissions. I just want to piggyback on what Sabrina said. One bit of advice I would say is visit. You got to visit the schools that you're interested in, that you're going to be applying to. I know COVID has made it a more arduous process to visit schools. Many of us are open and giving tours, but this is a major investment that you're going to be making. You want to go to that campus, see what that campus looks like, see what students are doing, talk with students if you can. So visit schools. When I started in admissions, the World Wide Web did not exist. The internet wasn't a thing. Campus visits are very important.
Hi everyone, Erin again from Stony Brook. One piece of advice I would give to you all is just follow your heart. It can be a really daunting process. It can be an exciting process. I want to echo everything that JR and both Sabrina said. Take a visit, really look at the cost of things. Can you really see yourself at this campus for all 4 years? Do you see yourself being successful? And I think that's the main thing. And that's a holistic view. That's academically, financially, is it affordable? And for you personally. So that's some advice that I would give for the college admissions process.
Sure. I agree with everything that has been said so far. And especially when you hear advice from an admissions professional, please take that in, because frankly, they're giving you our perspective and what we're looking for in students. So definitely take all that information in. My piece of information or my advice would be, admissions is a relationship-based business, such as life. Everything you're going to do moving forward is relationship-based. So get to know admissions representatives, utilize that relationship and leverage it. Like Sabrina said, self-advocacy, but this also means with relationship building. So getting to know your rep, they are the campus liaison to the rest of the campus community. So if you need help with something and you're not sure where to go, hook up with your representative. If you need help introducing yourself to a faculty member or any other service that you may need on campus, we don't only stop when it comes to the reading process, it's also with enrollment and while you're currently a student. So utilize those relationships because they're going to serve you not only through enrollment, but for the rest of your time at the university as well.
Yes, a lot of great advice from everyone so far. So I just want to add in, definitely try to pay attention to deadlines, try to stay organized. There's a lot of information being thrown at you. You definitely got a lot of information within 45 minutes here. So I always say, try to make sure that you try to keep a timeline that senior year and really pay attention to those deadlines, because every institution has different deadlines based off maybe applying for scholarship money, early action, early decision. So by creating that timeline and staying organized through the process makes this a whole lot less overwhelming, I think.
These are all such great tips, and I agree, like Nicholas said, taking advice from these real admissions professionals who do this every day, who love their job, who want to answer any and all questions. I hope that at least one takeaway from tonight is that these are real people who want to be there and are excited about their work, and they are that resource. And I hope we're kind of showing you that inside friendly face of the admissions experience. They're not just those application readers. All right, so I got another question for everyone that I think it's a great way to end with a little bit of one last little memorable takeaway. What's one thing you would like everyone watching right now to remember about your school when this session wraps up? So we're going to go in that same order. Thanks, Sabrina, again for starting.
Thank you all so much for having me. I'll start off with that. But something that I would like students to remember about SUNY Geneseo is that if you are a student who likes to make change and implement realistic change on a campus, Geneseo can make that happen. Two of the most recent majors that we have, Black Studies and Sustainability Studies, were all spearheaded by student advocacy on our campus and were syllabi and all of those things were started by students. So if you want to make change, hands-on change at a collegiate level, we can definitely support and we push students to come to our campus, challenge us and make that change. So that's what I would like to say.
Thank you, Jennifer. It's hard to come up with just one thing to leave students with because there are so many things we'd all like to leave you with. But one thing that comes to mind at UAlbany is the opportunities for applied learning. Internships abound in the capital region, like Danielle said. We also have outstanding connections for students to do summer internship programs in the greater Metro New York area. And internships often lead to students getting jobs.
Sorry, I was answering things in the chat. Okay, so for Stony Brook, I would say we have so many clubs and organizations that touch on, anything personal, professional. We're looking at Greek life as well. Our diversity initiatives are growing, they're blooming. We're very innovative here. Student voices matter. I think Sabrina mentioned this for Geneseo. Student advocacy is really present on our campus. We have a competitive education with a really great price tag. And then of course, our faculty mentored research opportunities are really exceptional here at Stony Brook.
A lot of great things about SUNY. It's all a win for SUNY, so I'm just going to put that out there. In terms of the University of Buffalo, it would be, again, opportunity, 100% opportunity to either go into an internship, apprenticeship, research opportunity, or experiential or service learning. So I put a lot of great resources in that chat in terms of study abroad, internship finders, job finders on campus. It's about those experiences that you gain along the way in those 4 years. And the amount of resources that the University of Buffalo invests in their students to ensure that you're prepared to either go into the job market or going into graduate school. We take pride in building those relationships and providing those services for our students. So again, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate your time this evening and all the best moving forward.
And I would have to agree with a lot that everyone had already said, but definitely with Oneonta, it's that sense of community. It's that home away from home that students are experienced. When you walk onto our campus, you're looking at a very renovated, very updated campus, because we believe that that modern technology and living facilities is the best study environment for our students. So that would be the one thing that I'd love students to remember from tonight.
Oh, awesome. Thank you all. I would say New York students, you are so lucky to have such incredible schools. I feel like it's impossible to not find a fit and to find a great campus community to join and to move forward in your higher education journey. You are just so lucky. So get out there and explore these incredible places. Thank you to our panelists. Your energy and excitement for your student experience in and outside the classroom was evident tonight. So you weren't just sharing those facts and figures and all those numbers, but thank you for being here and all of your work. Thank you to everyone who joined us live, or if you're watching this recording, I hope this has inspired you to explore more. 6 minutes is just not nearly enough time to talk about what all of these schools have to offer. So I hope you'll follow up and learn more going forward. Now for the actual housekeeping information for you. I want you to know that when you close your window, there'll be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We would appreciate any feedback you can provide. Students, I promise, it's really short, easy 5 questions. So thanks. Also, we hope that you've enjoyed the programming that's already taken place tonight. In this round, we hope you'll sign up for our last session of the St. Francis Prep Virtual College Fair. And also know that this session's recording, as well as all of these session recordings, are going to be available at that same website where you sign up. You can see that on the screen, strivescan.com/SFP. So thank you again, everyone, for being here. And I hope that you all have a wonderful night and day. Good luck in your college search and decision journey. All of the best going forward. Have a wonderful night, everyone.